The more you train your hands, the better you can control them to draw. Keep your wrist straight, so not like this, but like this. Now let's practice this. So you make the circular movement, and once you feel that your hand is making the right circular movement, you can slowly put your pencil down and draw the circle. Let me go over that. Now, if you do this and your circle doesn't turn out how you want it, just go over it a few times and you see that it will start to look like a circle. This is the oval for the body. Then I see a circle for the head. And again, I'm going to shade with light pressure. And that's how you will build up your values, by using light pressure with multiple layers. If you use hard pressure right away, you won't be able to layer that much and it won't look as realistic as you want it to be. Take a clean part and again shade, smoothen the whole graphite layer. You see that the iris is a circle, but because of the eyelid covering the top part, you won't see the full circle. So while sketching, try to freehand as much as you can and then check the measurement. Because if you rely on measuring, you won't practice your eye to see this. So if we take this part, 1, 2, that's about here. Now I'm going to use the 8B and look at the darkest values here. I'm going to look at the whole eye, see if I have all of the values correct. I see this shadow, I can darken it a bit more. So just those small details can really make a difference. That's why it's great to look back and see if you missed anything, need to add some details anywhere. Using the soft tissue to blend this over here. So these guidelines will help us with the placements of the lips and all of those teeth, because you don't want to see an outline of the teeth here. You want it to blend in with this value. Straight and flat, because they would have the same value. So how will you make something look round? If you remember the sphere, you will change the value and that will make it look round. So only use the black pencil if you have used the 8B and it's not dark enough. Using the 4B again, I'm going to darken here again. And what I also do is I look at the angle like this. So if you're struggling with one eye, leave it, move on to the rest. So here you don't really see an outline, but more of a shadow. So with every facial feature I take my time and my eyes keep on going back and forth to the reference photo. And now shade this part a bit darker because you need to create that roundness in her lip. So I use the 4B and then I add some graphite below. That's how I create smoother transitions if I need to. And then go over it again. And you see every time you erase, you see that your tip gets dirty. So clean it off. Let's see, if you go from her eye corner, this is where you see that shadow. You see that the first layers, when you're drawing hair, it won't look like what you want. It doesn't really look like hair. So I often see some beginners, they draw hair like this with one layer or maybe 2 layers and then they stop. So why doesn't it look realistic? Because you will need to add layers, add darker value, add the highlights on top. And remember that the most important part in drawing something realistic is the values. Remind yourself that you will get better with practice And don't compare yourself to others because you don't know for how long they have been drawing.